everyone. This is Beth from JobWorks, and I want to welcome you to the demo today where you'll find out more about the U Certified curriculum that we use for the TechWorks course. Right now, I'm inside the U Certified curriculum, and you'll see across the screen these tiles. I'm going to show you each one as it relates to the curriculum that we use and how we approach learning. First one to show you is the interactive lessons. When I click on this, we have a few options here. You'll see the 11 lessons that are included in the IT Fundamentals course, and across here you'll see the options you have in terms of resources. I'm going to click on the Read resource, and something to note in the beginning here is every lesson is outlined with the content that you'll be learning. What's important here is it's also aligned to the exam objectives. CompTIA posts exam objectives for each of the exams, and what'll happen here is you'll be learning out of order for the exam objectives. You'll see 1.3, 1.5, 2.3, 2.5, but you'll be learning the content in a way that is organized for each topic. So let's go ahead on into the reading here. And after that brief outline, you'll see inside the reading includes, obviously it's outlined like a book, but it includes a lot of illustrations that show you what you're learning about. So this is a motherboard, and on that motherboard you'll see the CPU socket, the RAM slots, the north bridge under this heat sink, some expansion slots, and then the back of the computer with the connectors and your hard drive storage connectors. There are a lot of other things on this motherboard, but as you're reading through, you'll learn about each component. And if you'll notice here, there's some words in yellow. So this is just like a book. You have the option to highlight, and when you choose the color, it will highlight. You can also include comments like reread this, no for the exam, things like that. You can link it to something else, such as a picture or some media that you find. You can also title it, or you can select and drag a file into this to help supplement your learning. And then finally, you can provide hashtags like motherboard. So the features in here are very robust. There is a lot of reading. Your instructor will show you how to learn and what to learn. And then you'll also see all of these illustrations to give you some sort of visual representation of what you're learning. Now I'm going to scroll to the bottom to just point this out. Each section has a knowledge check at the end. The knowledge check might include 1 to 5 items, and sometimes these items are very interactive. So I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to pick some random answers here and show you that once I submit this, it gives me an idea of what I got right and what I got wrong. Now obviously the little X says I got them wrong, and I can scroll down and see what the exact answers are. I can also look at the exam objective that I'm learning. So I can redo this, I can reset it, or I can just move on to the next one. Something inside of this curriculum that I find extremely useful is the lab simulations. And our employer partners do want to ensure that students who are graduating from TechWorks are coming out with the knowledge that they've gained from these lab simulations. Because this is a virtual program, and we obviously don't have computer systems in front of us, so this is the best way to get that hands-on experience. So let me show you an example. This lab simulation is going to set you up to see a live Windows 10 interface. So if I were to log into a PC, I would see this screen. Now I followed the instructions over here because a lot of times out in the field, you need to assess why a computer is running slowly. So the very first thing you might think about is, let me check the RAM requirements. So I would right click on the Windows icon, I'd go to Control Panel, I'd follow the next step and go to System and Security. I would follow the next step and I would go to System once this screen moves itself. There we go. And then inside I would see that 6 gigabytes are available. That's what's installed. Well, actually 5.88 gigabytes are currently available. But then you want to go a step further in these instructions and you want to click on Advanced System Settings. You want to then click on the Performance Settings, go to the Advanced tab, and you would want to um, look up how much virtual memory is also set aside. Virtual memory is like overflow for your RAM, and it's set aside on your hard drive. So you can change this amount. You can increase it, you can decrease it. But usually if you have a system that's running slowly, you first want to see how much RAM is installed and how much virtual memory has been set aside. Then I would click Submit, and it would tell me over here if I got this question correct, this lab simulation. Indeed I did, but if I didn't, I could watch this video so that it could help me understand where I need to change what I'm doing. So that is a feature we obviously love in terms of this curriculum, but let me also head back here and show you a couple of other features. The practice tests. In TechWorks, you're required to do 10 practice exams per week. Let me say that again. You're required to do 10 practice exams per week. And there's reasoning behind that. First and foremost, you're being exposed to the material. You're seeing questions as they would look on the actual exam. So you're getting used to that questioning and how it looks and what type of tone and tenor. But you're also getting a look at what you might not know. So if you were to get the question wrong, you can go research that. You can also look up the other answers and figure out why they are incorrect or correct. Once you're scoring 90% or higher on your practice exams, that indicates to your instructor that you're ready to now move into taking the actual exam. So a practice test might look like this. I'm going to use this with immediate learn feedback. You read the question, you get your 4 options here. I'll just click this one, click submit, and it tells me immediately, this is the incorrect answer, this is the correct answer. It will usually give a more detailed explanation, and then you can actually go find the lesson. And if I click on this, it will take me to that lesson, to that area, and I can read up on it and find out more information so that I now know why I got this question wrong. And again, it shows you which exam objective it maps to. So once I end this test, and obviously I only answered one question, so this isn't going to be indicative of the actual test. But once I end the test, I can still click on all of the questions that were in the test, but it shows me what I got wrong, what I got right, if I had answered these questions, and then it gives me a full summary over here, a full summary. So if I find myself scoring 70, 60% around that area in a certain lesson, I probably want to go back and read more. And then notice you can also change it to exam objectives. It'll give you a full summary there as well. And then there's some other features up here. You can go directly to all of the incorrect, how many you didn't attempt, what did you get correct, which obviously I'm not going to see anything there. And then it tells you how long you spent in that practice exam. You can improve your performance by retaking that practice exam, or you can just download the report card and have that available so that you know where things stand. So that is another feature we love here. We've already talked about the hands-on labs, so let me go back to the interactive lessons and point out these flashcards. I love the flashcards because it gives you the opportunity to see what the words or the vocabulary are that you'll be learning. So in this question, blank printers use a powdery plastic substance to create images. I don't know, toner maybe? Oh, it's a laser printer. Okay, and that powdery substance is toner. So I got this incorrect. I mark it down here as incorrect. I'm self-reporting because what will happen is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to try to look at these flashcards again, but I'm going to look at the ones that I got incorrect. Saves time. Obviously, if I've gotten them correct, I probably know that material. So I'm going to back out of here, and then you can see obviously what the results are. They're not indicative of what I did because I didn't complete that. Another thing that I want to show you here is the chapter glossary and review. So I'm going to open up review real quick. Any of those notes that I've taken in any of the chapters are going to show up here. I can I can click on these notes or hover over them to see what I highlighted. I can look at any of the notes more in depth and see if I linked to anything or attached anything or commented. So again, like taking notes from reading with a pen and paper, I have the ability to go back and look at my actual notes. And then I can review any of the things that I've done in this system here. Lastly, chapter glossary. I like this feature because it shows all of the different vocabulary words or words that you'll see in the reading that maybe are not typical, or words that you see every day, like RAID 1, RAID 0, RAID 5, schema, safe mode. So you can learn your vocabulary lesson by lesson through here, but you can also switch to exam objectives. And let's say, for instance, your instructor has told you that you need to focus more on exam objective 1.2. Well, I'm only looking at the chapters here. I don't know where 1.2 is. I can see they're all listed, but I'd rather look at the exam objectives as CompTIA has outlined them. So here's 1.2. I now know I need to go to lesson 6.2, and that's where I'm going to learn about exam objective 1.2. This curriculum has been extremely helpful. It has a ton of bells and whistles, and at times it's a lot of information, but it's not just teaching to the test, it's teaching to prepare you to become a technical support professional. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we hope to see you soon in one of our courses.